Okay, first thing we'll go over is upper half mechanics. So basically everything from your waist up. The first thing we'll look at is your arm action. So basically the hand that you throw with. So the efficiency, I think, is probably a word that you've heard me use a couple times, maybe via email or group me. But all we're trying to do is trying to make your arm action as efficient as possible. And all that means is, if you look on the video on the left here, is once your front foot hits to weight-bearing contact. So basically not when it touches the ground, but when it accepts force, right in there. We want your throwing arm to be above your shoulder. Okay, that gets you in a position to throw. It's like a ready position almost, if you want to say that. How you get there is up to you. So that's athlete to athlete. Everybody's different. This guy's different than the other 20 guys I had on this pitching staff this year. So keep that in mind. So what you see here is not something that you need to do specifically. We're just trying to get you in these positions. Okay, so this guy has a little more supinated takeaway. So all that means is the ball faces his body a little bit more. Pronated takeaway would mean the ball is more facing second base. Okay. Most of the high-level professional pitchers and college pitchers have a supinated takeaway. That's just something to keep in mind, but that does not mean pronated takeaways do not work. Okay. So he's got a little more of a longer arm action. As you can see, he's down by his knee. The most important thing to keep in mind is any wasted movement you have after this. So from your bottom of your position, any wasted movement probably means you're going to have bad timing. So your arm is not going to be above your shoulder at foot strike. Okay, so he gets to the bottom and then he starts working straight up. As you can see there. Another thing to keep in mind, his front foot is down. He's ready to throw. We call this position, so basically it's a flex position. So your arm is staying flexed. It's inside of 90. Okay, so if you were outside of 90, so this athlete would be right here. If you're outside of 90, you put your elbow in front of your shoulder at a little more risk. Okay, so all this staying inside 90 basically just helps you stay healthier and help you accelerate faster. Okay, from this point, with his arm action only, all he's trying to do is get into plane of rotation. Okay, so just because he looked like he was about to throw straight over the top, in order for him to be the most efficient, we call this the plane of rotation. Okay, so whatever your shoulder height is at release, the ball is pretty much going to match that. Okay, so his shoulders are relatively even with how the ball is going to come out, as you can see right there. One more thing to look at from this angle is what his glove side does. Okay, so as soon as his front foot hits, he's weight bearing. You can see where his hips are currently. He's starting to open, but his shoulders are still facing home. Okay, so his hips are going this way, and his shoulders are moving this way. That's counter rotation. Okay, he's basically building up his shoulders to try to rotate faster. Once his hips complete rotation, that's when the shoulders start rolling. Let's see that one more time. Hips rotate, and now here comes the shoulders. Now, if you look at the pivot pickoff video, that's one thing we talk about a lot. So that drill is going to hopefully ingrain good habits with your glove side. Once he starts his hip rotation, if you look on the left here, so his hips are moving this way. He rotates his glove, and there's layback with his arms, so this is called layback. External rotation to throw.